Now, Count on 2, live and local in the Lowcountry. This is News 2 at 6.
Preparing our roads for severe weather. How the Department of Transportation is working to treat roads and the advice they have for drivers who dare to go out. And in tonight's reality check, flu season is here and hospitals in the Lowcountry are seeing more patients than before. How you can prevent catching the dreadful bug. Good evening, I'm Brendan Clark. Extreme cold temperatures, they are here to stay in the Lowcountry, and we will see freezing rain, ice, and sleet. We do have team coverage on how to prepare for this blast of winter weather. News 2's Deanne Roberts live in West Ashley, but first, we want to start with the Lowcountry's chief meteorologist, Rob Bauer, who's in our studio talking about this winter storm warning. Rob?
Hey, Brendan. Yeah, we tied a record low of 19 this morning, so the cold air is already in place. We're just awaiting the moisture, and we feel pretty confident that is going to be moving on in overnight and through the day tomorrow. That's why you can see in the area in pink, these are all areas that are under winter storm warnings. And again, this actually begins at 6 o'clock tomorrow and goes until midnight. So this is just in advance of the approaching storm. Winter storm watch back out to the west and winter weather advisories down to the south and southwest of Charleston. What does a winter storm warning mean? Well, basically the forecaster has a high confidence, 80% of significant weather. We're looking at about a half an inch of ice or more. That would be one of the criteria. 2 inches or more of snow in 12 hours or 3 inches in 24 hours. I think we're going to be falling right in this general area, and that's why the winter storm warning was issued. So how is it going to play out tonight? Well, pretty quiet right now. Yes, it's cold, but it's dry. We'll see those clouds start to move in. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then as we get into 7 o'clock, some of that ice starting to make its appearance down to the southwest and overspreading our area. We're talking about potentially starting out maybe as freezing rain or sleet. Then watch what happens as the day goes on. Here's the lunchtime picture. This is snow, so a change over to snow is probably inevitable for just about everybody all the way to the beaches, and then that's going to move off to the north and east, and by 11 o'clock tomorrow night, most of it will be moving through Georgetown County and offshore. So that's kind of the timeline, Brendan, we're looking at, but does look like it's going to be a significant event for the Charleston area tomorrow. Storm Team 2 monitoring, and we'll keep you updated.
All right, Rob, thank you. We'll talk to Rob again in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, several school districts are closing tomorrow due to these weather conditions. They include Charleston County School District. The Berkeley County School District offices will also be closed tomorrow, as well as Dorchester County Districts 2 and 4, Colleton County School Districts closing their doors as well. Also, CSU, the College of Charleston, and the Citadel all closed, no classes tomorrow. If you want a complete list of school closings as well as county office closings, basically everything's closed, go over to our website. It's counton2.com. Icy roads, of course, a big concern, which is why crews with the South Carolina Department of Transportation are preparing to treat them with brine and salt. News 2's Macy McLeod spoke to the DOT today. Macy, when do they plan to get started?
Well, Brendan, it's already starting all day. Trucks have been coming by, filling up tanks with brine and filling up with piles of salt. And you can see all of this salt here in this shed behind me. The DOT expects all of that to be used up by tomorrow evening. The brine solution was sprayed on Lowcountry bridges this afternoon.
That lowers the temperature. The bridges will freeze from 32 degrees to around 27 degrees. It just slows down that process. It doesn't stop it from happening.
In a community tied together by bridges, every degree counts, and hopefully the brine solution will keep the bridges open longer.
In the Lowcountry, we got about 1,200 bridges. That's where a lot of the problems come from, so we have to deal with that.
If the bridges do freeze, the DOT will start spreading the salt.
To speed up that process to melt the ice or to melt the snow.
The Department of Transportation employees start 12-hour shifts in the morning, and it will be all hands on deck. If needed, they can call in other crews from the state who aren't dealing with icy conditions. Ultimately, the roads will be icy, and it's likely the bridges will close. The SCDOT recommends staying off the roadways altogether tomorrow.
We would encourage everybody not to travel if you don't have to. And to not only be aware of the ice on the bridges and in the roadways, but you need to be very mindful of the law enforcement that's going to be out there in the roadways. There's going to be trucks and traffic working traffic in the roadway. So all of those make it a lot more dangerous situation to travel.
The DOT says these preparations are basically the same things they did before that icy weather last Friday. Reporting in North Charleston, Macy McLeod, Count on 2.
Macy, thank you. From using the right tires to having emergency gear for being stranded, there are methods to use to prep your car for this winter weather. News 2's Deanne Roberts is live at Hey Tire Pros West Ashley. Deanne, what are experts saying about keeping cars safe during this winter weather?
Well, experts tell me it's all about the tires. For every 10-degree drop in temperature, tires lose about a pound of pressure. But if you keep them properly with air or make sure that they have tread, experts say that you should be all right for tomorrow's weather. Now, as far as checking the lifespan of your antifreeze, the condition of your battery, and having good wiper blades are also very important. But the owner of Hey Tire Pros says the real key is being prepared.
Get an oil change in the fall. Make sure when you're getting that oil change that they check all the fluids, especially the antifreeze and the washer fluid. Then you also want to ask them to run an inspection on your battery to test the ability of your battery to withstand severe weather. And that's a pretty simple test, and that'll give you the confidence to know that even if it is going to be in the teens tomorrow, you're going to be okay and ready to go.
Now, as far as checking the pressure on your tires, that is very important. But experts just say make sure you head out, double check your car a little bit, and you'll be all right. Reporting live in West Ashley, Deanne Roberts, Count on 2.
No matter how careful a driver might be, even the slightest bit of ice on the roads can make for treacherous driving conditions. It takes longer to slow down on icy roads. News 2's meteorologist Ariel Hooley explains. Ariel.
Hey Brennan, yeah, growing up in New England, winter weather is almost a daily occurrence during the winter time. While here in the low country, we're not so used to the winter weather, the same driving tips apply. So here's a look at my family, the New England family, driving tips. The number one rule, do not accelerate or decelerate your car. Doing either too quickly could cause your car to lose control and possibly lock up. So a rule of thumb, do not hit the brake. If you have to slow down, take your foot slowly off of the gas. Another rule, avoid hills and bridges. Now, either one, an incline or a decline, could once again cause your car to lose control, especially if the traction on your tires aren't as good. So if at all possible, make sure to avoid either. Now, another rule of thumb is with dry pavement, it takes about 4 to 5 seconds to stop. So a rule of thumb that you learned in driving school, make sure to leave 1 car length between you and the car in front of you. When you're talking wet or snowy pavement, it could take 10 seconds or more to stop. So make sure to leave 2 to 3 cars between you and the car in front of you. A number one rule as well, make sure to take it slow. And while all these driving tips are great, the best thing you can do is just plan on staying at home and enjoying a snow day with your family. On the roof, I'm meteorologist Ariel Hooley. Count on 2.
2 words we don't hear a lot here, snow days. Officials at the Dorchester County Emergency Management Center are making plans right now to prepare for these extreme low temperatures. Dorchester County reporter Stetson Miller spoke with them today.
Dorchester County is getting ready for the winter weather that could affect the low country tomorrow. The county, the town of Somerville, and the South Carolina Department of Transportation are getting ready to address storm-related issues and to treat roads. Tonight, the Dorchester County Emergency Operations Center moved to OPCON 4, which means they're closely monitoring the possibility for winter weather, and all essential emergency operating personnel are now on standby. The county is coordinating with other agencies to get ready to respond to storm-related problems like downed trees. They're also treating roads.
It's going to have 3 snow plows and 5 salt spreaders dedicated here to our efforts in Dorchester County, and the town of Somerville will also be pre-treating the Berlin-Meyer Parkway, trying to keep that road open.
The town is also preparing shift schedule changes for public safety units to go out. Now, in addition to those county offices that will be closed tomorrow, both DD2 and DD4 schools will be closed tomorrow as well. In Dorchester County, Stetson Miller, Count on 2.
There will be several warming shelters open across the low country as we continue to experience freezing temperatures. Fresh Anointing Ministries in Somerville will open from 7 tonight until 7 in the morning. Aldersgate United Methodist Church in North Charleston on Remount Road opens at 7 o'clock tonight. All guests must arrive between 7 and 9 tonight. And Charleston County Sheriff's Office Work Camp is now open for people seeking shelter during the cold. That is located on Leeds Avenue. You may want to crank up the heat tonight, but SCE&G is asking customers to reduce energy consumption to help the electric system. Officials say it could strain electricity systems. You are asked to turn off non-essential lights, set thermostats at 68 degrees or lower, and limit use of washers and dryers. SCE&G says this will help avoid power outages to the company's roughly 717,000 customers.
Next on News 2 at 6.
Flu cases on the rise here in this state. In tonight's reality check, we take a look at where we stand in the Low Country and hear from doctors about vaccinations.